A&M is selected to lead a $37.6 million military space research project. President Welsh addresses M-Qatar nuclear research allegations. Arctic cold will blow through the Brazos Valley. Howdy, I'm Ana Renfroe, and welcome back to the Batt Signal. The United States Space Force tapped Texas A&M to lead its joint effort Space Technical Institute for In-Space Operations, or SSTI, researching possible innovations. On January 8th, the Space Force and Air Force Research Laboratory announced they selected A&M to lead the joint SSTI research effort along with the University of Cincinnati. Both universities will receive a combined total of $49.9 million in funding, and A&M confirmed on January 10th it will receive $37.6 million for the 5-year project. A&M System Chancellor John Sharp said the decision was made after General B. Chance Saltzman felt impressed after he visited A&M Relicis campus and witnessed its progress in building the nation's biggest hypersonic test tunnel. Sharp said January 9th's announcement is just more evidence that Texas A&M will make sure that Texas not only maintains but grows its role as a leader in the new space economy. Sharp said no university is better equipped for aeronautics and space projects than Texas A&M. SSTI is a collaborative effort between academics and industry partners. The project includes researchers and students from the University of Southern California, the University of Texas at Austin, Purdue University, Carnegie Mellon University, the University of New Mexico, the University of Texas at El Paso, Prairie View University, and the Southwest Research Institute. However, across all institutions, A&M said more than 50 students and researchers will collaborate on the project. A&M Mechanical Engineering Chair Professor Dr. Robert Ambrose will direct the program. Ambrose serves as the director for the Space and Robotics Initiatives for the A&M Engineering Experiment Station and has over 20 years of experience at NASA. Following the announcement on January 10th, Ambrose said that this is a real dream team for in-space operations. Ambrose said these are professors that he has known for decades in some cases, and he is very excited to bring everyone together to help the Space Force with its mission. Ambrose said that his team will conduct extensive integrated testing to evaluate and refine their ideas for use by their industry partners. According to the press release, the project has received support from space industry leaders Lockheed Martin, Intuitive Machines, Blue Origin, Lunar Resources, Novium, Aegis, and Oxum Space. The Space Force said the research effort will focus on procuring technology for spaceflight experimentation and space-related signal, energy, and transportation technologies, following the in-space servicing assembly and manufacturing national strategy. According to the Space Force, focus areas for the selected proposals include researching robotic servicing and associated modeling and simulation, developing testbeds, as well as the CubeSat berthing and refueling technologies, developing constructive operations, large-scale in-space assembly, and debris mitigation. University President Mark A. Welsh III said A&M has a long history of conducting world-class research to further space exploration technology. Welsh said this announcement not only acknowledges that Texas A&M is at the vanguard of space science and engineering, but it also emphasizes the exceptional quality of our world-class faculty. Welsh said, "We are grateful for the U.S. Space Force for providing us with the opportunity to continue our work in this vital domain." Texas A&M seeks to squash recent allegations of its Qatar campus compromising national security. Despite doubts regarding the findings of these reports, A&M has spoken up about misinformation spreading. In a January 4th X post, the Institute for the Study of Global Anti-Semitism and Policy, or ISGAP, alleged the existence of quote-unquote a confidential agreement that grants Qatar a quote-unquote unprecedented control over research and standards, faculty, curriculum, and budgets at Texas A&M, which hosts sensitive nuclear research and weapon development research. ISGAP also released a 17-page document titled Hijacking Higher Education Qatar, the Muslim Brotherhood and Texas A&M, as part of its Follow the Money project. Starting in 2012, the project studies the funding of U.S. universities by foreign institutions that promote anti-Semitic ideologies or are connected to terrorism. The report alleges Qatar's acquired ownership of over 500 A&M research projects in sensitive fields such as nuclear science, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, biotech robotics, and weapons development. In return, ISGAP said A&M received over $1 billion in funding. Following its report, ISGAP sent a letter to senior U.S. officials calling for them to urgently investigate the issue. On Sunday, January 7th, A&M President Mark A. Welsh released a statement addressing allegations that A&M's Qatar campus was exposing sensitive research and information to foreign adversaries. Welsh said the research conducted at Qatar does not include nuclear technology, weapons, or national security research. Welsh said the research conducted at the Qatar campus focuses on energy, water and environment, carbon capture, smart manufacturing, artificial intelligence and machine learning, and data analytics in the energy sector. Welsh continued, saying, nor does the Qatar campus have any connection to nuclear reactor research done in Texas or at the Los Alamos National Lab. Welsh said the insinuation that A&M is somehow leaking or compromising national security research data to anyone is both false and irresponsible. Welsh said the A&M Qatar campus has been instrumental in advancing education and research since its founding. Welsh said A&M Qatar has graduated more than 1,500 engineering students and currently serves over 730. He said many of these graduates are taking leadership roles at major energy companies in Qatar and around the world. The endorsement of academic programs and many student activities by many U.S. and multinational companies underscores the campus's significance in shaping the future generation of engineers. Welsh said A&M's Qatar campus also achieved a significant milestone in recent years, as women now constitute half the student population. Welsh said all A&M campuses, including Qatar, follow the same policies related to research and funding, which means abiding by state and federal research and export control regulations. In the light of recent reports, Welsh said A&M continues to monitor developments in Qatar, affirming commitment to the university's high standards for security. Welsh said A&M will continue to engage Chancellor Sharp and the Texas A&M University System Board of Regents on this matter, and will keep faculty, staff, and students informed if or as the situation changes. However, ISGAP Director Dr. Charles Asher Small reiterated the allegations and said Welsh, quote-unquote, dismissed its findings in a January 9th statement. His post on X says, at the same time, it is important to note that President Welsh did not dispute Qatar's ownership of over 500 research projects, including their intellectual property and student information. ISGAP believes this is a critical point that requires further examination. ISGAP is calling urgently for a meeting with President Welsh to present the full findings and foster transparency in addressing the serious implications highlighted in its report. Although the spring semester brings warm welcomes for returning Aggies, residents are preparing for Arctic cold to blow through the Brazos Valley until Wednesday. The below freezing air will arrive by Sunday, January 14th, and temperatures are expected to be at or below 32 degrees for 72 hours or so, according to predictions by meteorology experts at KBTX. According to KBTX, temperatures for Bryan Cald Station are expected to be as follows. On Sunday, January 14th, expect a low of 28 and a high of 34 degrees. On Monday, January 15th, expect a low of 26 and a high of 30 degrees. On Tuesday, January 16th, expect a low of 15 and a high of 33 degrees. On Wednesday, January 17th, expect a low of 17 and a high of 44 degrees. On Thursday, January 18th, expect a low of 36 and a high of 50 degrees. Residents should be aware of wind gusts throughout the weekend and the beginning of next week, as wind chill can make the air feel as cold as negative 3 degrees to 5 degrees, KBTX said. On January 10th, ERCOT issued a weather watch from January 15th through the 17th, warning Texans of higher electrical demand and the potential for lower reserves. However, ERCOT said it expects grid conditions to be normal. Local meteorologists said they do not expect icy road conditions in Bryan Cald Station. However, residents should closely monitor the weather forecasts and beware of any National Weather Service announcements. A&M students are expected to return for their first day of class on Tuesday, January the 16th. However, if weather conditions change, they will receive updates through email and Code Maroon. Residents should take precautions to protect themselves, their loved ones, and their homes before the hard freeze. Here are 3 tips for homeowners and renters. Number 1, protect your pipes. Pipes can cause damage to homes, apartments, and buildings if they freeze and burst. Outdoor exposed pipes such as faucets or sprinklers are more likely to freeze and should be drained and covered. If pipes are unable to be covered, such as indoors, residents should allow faucets to drip to prevent freezing. Sink cabinets can be left open to allow warm air to travel underneath. Number 2, protect your pets. If able, bring pets indoors throughout the day and night to avoid the harsh cold. Keep outdoor animals warm by placing their shelter away from wind, by placing hay or setting up heat lamps. Check water regularly in case it freezes. And 3, protect your plants. Move outdoor plants in containers inside or in your garage to avoid cold. If unable to be moved, water them before they freeze and cover them. This will help prevent heat loss. For more information on all the stories featured in today's episode, visit our website at thebat.com or pick up a print editions on stands every Thursday. This week's contributors are Ana Renfroe and Halani Quinones. Make sure to check out our previous episodes of the Batt Signal, Home Turf, and Calculated Culture, available wherever you get your podcasts.